Morning, YouTube. What are we going to talk about today? Hey, if you're new here, I've got 2 views on the last one, so someone watched this. This is my 15-minute morning vlog. I'm super consistent. I do it every weekday, but I missed yesterday. I have a reason for missing yesterday. On Wednesdays, I take my son to, outdoor adventure activity thing for babies in a park near us. And it takes place during when his first nap should be, which always throws our entire day into chaos because he kind of misses his first nap and then he's all cranky and needs extra attention. And by the time I get home, my wife is no longer, available. She has like periods of availability throughout the day during which she can feed him or watch him sometimes. Anyway, long story short, it basically just leads to my entire morning being completely taken up with childcare on Wednesdays. So we'll add another caveat to this, which is it's the super consistent morning blog, except for on weekends, probably, and also Wednesdays until at least this, this course is over. Anyway, what's going on? Yesterday morning, I published another YouTube video. I have another YouTube channel. I guess I'll link it in the description. Maybe I won't. If you look up like Animorphs recaps or Animorphs reviews, it'll probably pop up. There aren't too many people who are dedicated to reviewing Animorphs books in 2023. So I have a second YouTube channel where I mostly talk about 90s media with a focus on like middle grade literature, at least so far. And I released another of my Animorphs reviews, which is a series that I'm doing where I'm recapping and reviewing every book in the Animorphs series. And it's always a happy day when I release one of these videos because I only have like 541. I say like I don't know exactly how many subscribers I have. I only have 541 subscribers, obviously very, very small in the grand scheme of YouTube. But, I think it's easy for us to get desensitized to numbers like that because you're constantly seeing people with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Like a small YouTuber has got like 15,000 subscribers. That's a lot. 541 is a lot as well. If you actually think about it, like 500 people saw a video of mine and liked it enough that they were like, oh, I'll watch more stuff that this guy produces. Flattering, validating, and great. So I have these YouTube videos that I release and they always take forever. I'm always trying to be more consistent with them. It's one of the many things that I'm trying to be more consistent with. And this one took me like 2 months. I have to read the book, write the script, film it, edit it, and I could get them out quicker than I do, but my life is just so full of like things that I need to do now with the baby. All that is to say that I released a video yesterday. And I just always love the first like spate of comments that I get when I release these videos because people have a lot of insight on the series and people are always saying how much they appreciate watching my videos. And people like occasionally will be like, hey, I just discovered your channel and I binge watched all your videos, which like I binge watch other people's videos all the time. YouTube is like my favorite streaming service. It's pretty much where I spend most of my, entertainment time. And it's just cool to think that other people would view my videos and treat them in the same way that I treat like these creators that I revere and that I love. So yeah, I like that quite a bit. And this morning at the gym while I was doing cardio, I was replying to comments and it's just always really nice and it makes me feel good. And it's motivating. It makes me want to like get up and do more to get this channel off the ground. Not this channel, the actual Animorphs channel. All that is to say, maybe I'll try to spend some time writing the script for the next one today. Who knows? There's so many things that I need to do. Like I have so many goals, there's so many things that I want to spend time getting better at. And I have this idea that like with enough time and enough focus, I could do anything. And I know that that's like to a degree true, a little bit hyperbolic, but true to a degree. I'm 33 years old, right? Like I've got like a good amount of vigor and like life in me right now. And time, like not on a day-to-day basis, but just in the grand scheme of things, I've got quite a bit of time. And there are so many things that I want to do like that require time and focus, and it's like it all just slips through my fingers. As an example, I have a keyboard that I just got laying right out of frame here, and I really want to get good at playing piano. I've never known how to do it, but I do a lot of like just fucking around with music production in my spare time. I have for about a decade now. And that's another thing. Like if I had ever really sat down and tried to like educate myself on how to produce music, it's been a decade since I started doing it, I'd be like really good at it. But instead I'm still like just a fucking amateur. I'm a dilettante. That's what I am, really, at the end of the day. So I got a keyboard because, it'll make all of that a lot easier, and I'd like to learn to actually play it. I've had it for 3 days. Haven't actually learned anything, obviously. Haven't had any time to. But, like, that's the thing, right? And, like, how frequently would I need to spend time doing this, or will I need to spend time doing this in order to get good? Like, how much focus will it take? I want to get better at Italian. I'm, like, halfway decent at Italian, but, like, I want to be good at it, right? Like, my name is Marcello. I'm obviously of Italian descent. Should know how to speak the language. And my wife and I want to go on vacation there someday. And I've been on vacation there without her a number of times. And, like, I want to be better at speaking it. I want to be, like, amateur fluent. And that takes time and focus. I want to get better at guitar. I'm, like, halfway decent at guitar, but I want to be good at it. I want to be a voice actor. And every once in a while, I'll have like a little spate of effort towards like applying for voice acting gigs, like sending in voice auditions to stuff. And it hasn't gone anywhere, but I know if I spent like 2 hours a day or an hour a day doing it, that's the thing. I need to, I guess, get better at time management. See, it's like another thing. Do I set aside time to learn to get better at time management? There's so many things, and all of my time is just like it evaporates before I even have time to realize that it's there. And like, I know this will pass. I know that this phase will pass, but I also just feel this immediate urge to be more productive. And I guess I need to keep reminding myself that childcare right now and like loving my son and being attentive to him and being there for him is about as valuable as of a thing as I can possibly do. I mean, what is this if not an investment in not my future, but like the future, everyone's future, his future, my future to a smaller degree. And it's not like it's going to be this way forever. I know that like in a few years when my son is, 5, so 4 years, and then, any future kids, it's going to be a while, but like there is going to be a point where they're all in school when all of a sudden, like the entire world just opens up to me again. And I guess I'm looking forward to it, although I am very much enjoying this stage of fatherhood. I mean, that's why I started this vlog partially to just document like what's going on in my head for this phase of my life, because it's been very cool and transformative and crazy and like kind of stressful and very validating and good as well. But I still want to do more, and I don't know when I can possibly do it. I could probably spend a little bit less time fucking around, but like I don't fuck around that much. I feel like I'm not like constantly wasting my time. I definitely waste some time, but then also it's like the way that my days work right now, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning because I need to get to the gym really early so that I can be back in time to watch the baby while my wife showers so that she can go to work. So I wake up at 5:30, spend about a half hour just doing, morning routine things. Got to be out of the house by 6:15. Otherwise, there's like commuter traffic on the way to the gym, which I really don't like. I love having the roads to myself in the morning. So out of the house at 3:15, getting to the gym at 3:15. Out of the house at 6:15 in the morning, getting to the gym before 6:30 always. Work out, lift until around 7:30, 7:45. Wow, that's so long. Yeah, I lift heavy. I try to anyway. I try to push myself. Obviously, you can't fucking tell. If I could take my shirt off right now, you still wouldn't be able to tell. But I also like, it is kind of the only time that I spend like alone, even though I'm not really alone, but it is my alone time and my me time. So like, I'm not as quick as I could be. I probably spend a little bit too much time between sets. Now, I'm not of the opinion that rest time is very important outside of when you rest for too little and you're still fatigued from your previous set and it doesn't allow you to lift as heavy as you want to. So I try to be mindful of my rest times, but I definitely err on the side of resting for too long, which I don't think has any negative impact on my gains. I'm not trying to keep my heart rate up while I'm lifting. Anyway, I lift until 7:45, and then at 7:45 or earlier, if I'm done with everything that I have to do, usually around 7:40, 7:45, I do cardio for a half hour. By 8:15, out of the gym, driving home so that I'm home a little before 8:30. My wife showers. I watch my son until 9. this happens. So like it is 15 right now. It's a little later because daylight savings is coming. So we're kind of pushing the timetable back to acclimate him gradually, but regularly, around 9:10, 9:15 in the morning. So I'll shower, then I'll come here and do this. And then I'm done with this. And I've got like 45 minutes usually before he wakes up. And with those 45 minutes, I try to get this video onto YouTube, or like at least get it onto the hard drive in a smaller format so that I could then upload it to YouTube, during the day. Make a thumbnail for this, get this uploaded. There's usually something that I need to do for work. And if I have a meeting like that day, I do need to do like some level of preparation for it. So I try to find time in that 45 minutes to do that. There's dishes from the morning because obviously my wife can't do the dishes that she's creating while she's watching the baby while I'm at the gym, but she also has this really annoying habit of never really doing her dishes. But that's not really what these videos are about. So I have to clean, I have to prep for work, I have to hopefully maybe get this video out, and then the baby wakes up. And it's me and him and whatever like house tasks I have to do, because I get all the groceries and like I cook us dinner. So usually there's dinner prep involved at some, like there's a lot of other stuff too. And I'm watching him until his nap at 2:00. And then at his 2:00 nap, I usually need to do some type of preparation for dinner, because 3 nights a week or 2 nights a week, sometimes 3, my wife has like extracurriculars after work. So at 5, she's not actually done with work. She's going to do something else. Dinner needs to be ready by 6:30, or at least the boys' dinner needs to be ready by 6:30 because that's when his nighttime routine starts. So I need to do some degree of dinner prep throughout the day. So for his 2:00 nap, which is often just an hour long, sometimes a little bit longer than an hour, half of it is spent getting ready for dinner most days, just so that I have a little bit more flex time in the evenings. The problem with that is that at 5, when my wife's done with work and she takes my son from me, or at 6 or 6:30, or whenever she gets back from personal training or yoga or whatever her thing that she's doing is, I'm done. Like my energy levels are just fucked. Like watching a baby all day long, it's not the most physically taxing thing in the world, but mentally it is among the hardest tasks and duties that I've ever had. And I've worked in retail before, and that's about as bad, as much of a load, as much of a mental load as this. Because it's not like anything too difficult to figure out at any given moment. There aren't like massive obstacles and hurdles that I need to fucking think my way throughout the day. It's all very small stuff, but it's constant. It is just never ending. I don't get a minute to myself. It's very like retail in that regard, and that I'm like standing for most of it, because if I sit down, my son like knows, and he's got to go do something that will make me need to stand, like get into something, or rattle the gate as hard as he can, trying to yank it off the wall and rip the wallpaper, trying to preserve the wallpaper. You can see all this wallpaper. I'm very into wallpaper. I wallpapered this room. We did a lot in the house when we bought it. And there's a gate. It's like a pressure gate, a tension gate, because I didn't want to drill into the wallpaper, but I know it's like very tense. It's as tense as it'll get and still open. And he likes to do this, and I worry that he's going to yank it out one day and it's going to rip the wallpaper. And then what am I going to do? So it's hard. It's hard. When am I supposed to find time to do these things that make me feel good? Like, I'm allocating time for this. Is this the most valuable thing that I could be doing? I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop. I've talked so much shit about how consistent I want to be with this. But, like, every day is a new choice of what I'm going to spend the meager time that I have on. And there are always 6 or 7 other things that I'm neglecting because of that. And that's really difficult for me. I feel so disorganized. And I'm not naturally the most organized person, which adds another level of difficulty, because like I need to try to be better at time management at the same time as I just feel like I am overloaded with tasks. Like, it's difficult enough to plan for me to plan something when it's, a logistically tangled web. Even like if I haven't started the task yet and I know that I've got a logistically difficult thing ahead of me, it is difficult enough for me to plan how I'm going to do that. When I'm actively engaged in it, which like this is my life that I'm talking about. It's not, I would need like 5 days of silence and being left completely alone by everybody to feel like I have it together, and to feel mentally like acute enough to be able to handle all of the planning that would need to go into me sorting my life out. Like, I don't know how to do it while I'm under the amount of just like pressure and obligation that I'm under right now. Am I happy? I'm trying to wrap this up because I don't like, this is nice and everything, but I want to spend my time this morning doing other things too. So to wrap this up, am I happy? Yeah, I think I'm about as happy as I've ever been. And that's purely on the back of how much I love this fucking baby. He is great. And I love being a dad. Love what it's doing to me. I love the like emotional changes that I'm feeling. It's all great and it's all very worth it. And I would make the choice to do it again. But it's hard in these ways as well. And that is what I'm going through right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.